Hey y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity and welcome to another collab video. And today I'm collaborating with Julie Arnson here on YouTube, and I invited myself into this collab. But anyway, Julie's been a subscriber of mine and she commented on a recent video, well, not too recent. She commented on my last Shop My Stash video and I made a comment about a palette saying, you know, this is a palette where if I just had to commit to one palette for the entire month, I could use this and I wouldn't get bored. And she left a comment, I was like, oh, that's such a great idea for a video. I'm gonna do this on my channel. And I replied back to her with like, can we do it together? Because you're right, that is a great idea for a video and I'm curious what other palettes in my collection I would have similar feelings about. So she responded back, was really sweet and was like, sure, let's do a collab. So we are doing a collab today. So today we're going to be sharing 5 palettes that we would not get bored of if we had to commit to using them for a solid month. Now I'm not going to lie, this is a challenge I kind of wish I could actually take on and do to really see for myself. But since we're choosing 5 palettes, it's 5 months of using only palettes that I already own, and I have so many palettes to get to and review and test. So at this time in my life I can't do it, but I do want to do this video, and maybe one day, I don't know if brands stop coming out with palettes, I don't know, but maybe one day I'll get a chance to test this out for myself. Per usual, I will have Julie's channel linked down below along with her video that she is doing, and I did want to say I have a giveaway in this video, but I'm going to do it at the end. So if you want to see what the giveaway is and what you can win, stay tuned. But for now, we're going to get into the palettes that I don't think I would get bored of. So the first palette that I wanted to start with was the inspiration for this video in the first place, and it was the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's Place. Now they have 2 versions of the Masquerade palette. One is the Masquerade, I think it's just called Masquerade, but then this is the Masquerade Mini, and it's basically just a smaller version of it, which is fine because honestly, like, the smaller version is just normal size eyeshadow pans, so I was fine getting the smaller size. But anyway, I tested this out. I think it was the last Shop My Stash, and I was putting it back into my collection, and I was just saying that I really had fun with this. I enjoyed all the looks I got, and because it has this really awesome mix of neutrals and colorful ones, I thought, and to be honest, I'm pretty darn sure I could use this for a whole month, pretty much do a different look every day, and I wouldn't get bored of it. Because that's one thing with me. I'm someone who doesn't typically like to do the same look day in and day out. Even if it's kind of the same, like, I don't know, a matte neutral look, I'll switch it up with different colors. I'll switch it up somehow. I'm not someone who just wants to go to the same look day in and day out. I do repeat my looks occasionally, or just repeat the idea or the theme behind it with different palettes, that kind of thing, but I never really go and just do the same look day in and day out or a couple days in a row. I'm always changing it up. So with this palette, I really could do that because it just has a very nice mix of neutral shades. So if you wanted to go super simple, you could just pop this all over the lid, put one of these browns in the crease, and you're good to go. You can deepen it up with this shade. It's got a really nice mix to it. Now this one doesn't have like a brow bone highlight, so that would be something I'd have to reach into something else for. But honestly, half the time when I have a palette like this that doesn't have a brow bone highlight, I just use whatever powder I'm setting my face with and call it a day, and it works good. But yeah, I could just get a lot of really fun looks. And Julie and I had talked about just kind of pointing out some of the looks we think we would do. I'm not going to sit here and point out like 30 looks that I could do because that would take a while, but I can point out to some of the looks I did do and how I would do them differently. One day I did an all blue look. I used this on the lid with this in the crease and that, or like in the outer corner. That was really pretty. I did an all purple look that I just loved. You could even go with more these tones and make it lean more red, or you could stick over here and it would lean more purple. I did a look with this on the lid, which was stunning. I loved it. And I think, honestly, did I do purple? I think I did like a purple in the outer corner, which was very pretty. Green, this is such a beautiful green. I love this look when I did it. And then, as I said, you could just keep it really simple, or you could even spice it and mix it up. So if you wanted to do like this Zola, which is a really beautiful kind of like, I don't know, mint shade, you could do browns in the crease in the outer corner and just have that one pop of color. Or you could take this shade, I think it's called Dahlia. Not really sure how to pronounce all of this, but you could take this shade, put it all over the lid, and then just take a bit of the purple and put it in the outer corner and blend it up into the crease, just add a pop of something. This red shade, you honestly could use as a matte. There's like gold flecks of more glitter chunks, so I kind of used it, and when I was blending it in, I noticed that those didn't really stick around, so I would honestly probably just treat this as a matte, more so than kind of expecting it to look shimmery. But that was just my experience with it. And yeah, there's just so much potential with this, and if I ever get the opportunity to challenge myself to stick to one palette for an entire month, this is honestly the first palette that I would choose because I had so much fun using this, and I think I used it for like 5 days. I'm not really sure how many looks I did with it. Now next up, this one would be a bit of a stretch, but I honestly do think that I would have fun, but I wouldn't be able to be as creative as like with the Masquerade mini palette, but it is the Chocolate Gold palette, and I just really like this palette, mainly because it's a palette that I don't have to think about when I go into it, but I can still get a different look every time. And mainly because there's only 3 mattes, so I don't really have to sit there and think like, what matte am I going to use in the crease? What matte am I going to use in the outer corner? You only have 4 options, so it's pretty easy and you don't really have to think about it going into it. But with that said, I can still get a ton of different looks with this palette. And like I said, I could just use these for the mattes in the outer corner and then do a different shade on the lid every day, or I could just maybe use this shade to warm up the crease and then use 2 of these combined together, one on the inner part of the lid and then one on the outer, and those are always very pretty. I've been doing those a lot and really enjoying them. So there's a lot of different looks, and they have green, and then there's a purple, there's a rose gold, there's this gorgeous like true silver. There's just so many different shades that I really do enjoy this palette. I love this gold. It's a gorgeous gold. I wore that in a look, is it the palette? I think it's the Products I Regret Buying. I'll link it up here if you want to see what it looks like on the eyes, but it was stunning and I loved it, and it kind of, I think, matched my shirt or something. I liked that look that day. But yeah, there's a lot of options, and like I said, this isn't one that I would be as creative with because you only have so many options for the matte shades. But like I said, if, I don't know, I was going somewhere for a month and I didn't want to think about like bringing all these palettes and having all these options, I just wanted to go to a palette and get a look really quick, this is one I would pull for because I don't have to think about the mattes and I don't have to really think too hard, and if I wanted to be super quick, I could just use the mattes. Next two are from Lorac, and they're their Mega Pros, and I own all 4 Mega Pros that they've come out with, but not all of them are ones that I would want to commit myself to for a whole month. Now their Mega Pro 3 palette is like an all neutral palette, and if you are a neutral lover but you do still like to change up your look, I think that's one you could commit to for a month and have so much fun. But right now in my life, I'm really enjoying exploring the colors. So maybe if I had to do this kind of challenge, I don't know, a year, 2 years ago when I was much more into neutrals, I would have chose that one. But since I want some color in my life, I've really been enjoying exploring color and just using more color on my eyes. I went with 2 of the more colorful Mega Pros. So the first one was the Mega Pro 2 palette. It's the blue palette. So as you can see, it's still very neutral because Lorac just tends to stick. They are your best friend when it comes to neutrals, but it would still give me some colorful options. It has a blue in here that I thought was gorgeous. I love the gold. It has some purples over here you can play with, some reds, a green, and an orange that I had a lot of fun with, and just a lot of different options while still giving you a variety of very neutral shades that you can use on your brow bone or on your lid if you want to go very natural for a day. This is one where if I didn't want to get too creative with my makeup, like with the Juvia's Place palette, I feel like that I'm getting pretty out there and just popping with the colors. This still feels safe, but it's still colorful in my eyes. So this is one that I feel like I could really commit to getting a lot of really pretty looks out of, and I would have fun. I've really been into oranges, so I'm glad that this one has an orange. And I love the forest green, a really deep hunter green that you can use, and you can get some like really pretty all matte kind of smoky eyes here with the green up there, or you could just get a really bright one with putting tangerine on your lid and maybe, you know, another one of these like burlap, blending it out a little in the crease, and you're good to go. That would be a really pretty orange look. But then I also love these purples, and then the reds up here are really pretty. I really enjoy using those in kind of the crease. If I'm going with a more pinky look, I really love using more reds and maroons in the crease and outer corner. And with this palette, I would have my staple shades to put on my brow bone, and I would have a really deep shade here to smoke out any look, which I tend to like to do. But then, I mean, to continue on, you have a gold here you can use. You have a blue here that's really pretty. These kind of more cinnamony and bronzy, brassy kind of colors are pretty. Olivine is really, really nice. I enjoyed using that. And then they have a more iridescent kind of purpley shifty satin, and they have a lot of different mixes in these two. I know that I think they call these shimmers, but honestly some of them are more satin finish, some of them are more shimmer, and then I want to say this is honestly more of like a metallic shimmer. It's just really pretty. As you can see on there, it just gives a really pretty intense shine to the lid, and it's gorgeous. And then the next one is the Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette. This is the most recent palette that they came out with, and it has just a bunch of really fun shades. Now this is a palette I feel like it's just one step more colorful and fun than the Mega Pro 2 palette, but it's still a little toned down than the Juvia's Place. But yeah, this just has a lot of really fun colors. I like the blues in here, the moss green. You guys know every palette that has a green, my eyes zero in on it. But then it's got some blues. It's got this really neat, kind of almost like a burnt red, almost brick, I guess is a more accurate description. A really pretty brick shade here that I used a lot. And then more pinkies up here. These shades kind of lean more toward the purple side. And then with these shimmers, you have these really pretty, almost like blue-gray, kind of really intense. Honestly, I would say more like a metallic finish. They're just really intense. And then this shade Unicorn is so unique. I love it. It is a pinky purple iridescent shift to it. I wore it in my review for this palette, which I can link up here, but I had this Unicorn shade all over my lid and I thought it was absolutely stunning, and it is 10 times prettier in person than on camera, because in person you can see the shiftiness, and as you move and talk, you can really see that stand out more than it does on camera. But at the same time, you know, if I wanted to go super colorful with the blues, you can do that because Peacock is a very intense blue. I really like Pearl Slate. So again, a lot of different options that you can do while still staying kind of safe when it comes to color. It's kind of like a neutral, colorful palette, if that makes sense. Like I look at this and I see color, but I see all like comfortable colors. So that's kind of how I see this palette, but still a palette where I have the variety to do a different look each day and change up my look at least a little bit each day. And last but certainly not least, I had to include my Kat Von D Metal Matte palettes. I love this palette just for that aspect. I think it is so very cool. Metal matte, but this palette was kind of like a no-brainer because the options are like endless with this palette. If you want to go blue, if you want to go green, if you want to go purple, if you want to go pink, if you want to just stick with the neutrals, they have a deeper purple up here that's more of like a reddish kind of purple. I don't even know how to describe that, but it's definitely purple, but it's not like this purple, pastel purple. And then for the lid options, you could go and do a completely blue look with this and this, or you could do this blue and pop this like tinsel on the lid, or you could do this purple on the lid. You could just mix and match it up and get so many different options with this palette. It is stunning, and I'm actually going to be testing this out against the dupe palette I found on Shop Hush to see if the quality is the same, because this is limited edition. So I've been excited because I think this next month I'm going to pull it into my stash to do. I've just been waiting for the right time to test these both out, but it's getting close, and I've honestly been looking forward to getting back to this palette and using it again to create some looks. I think this was the holiday palette 2 years ago. So it's 2 years old now. I need to get using it and get some good looks out of it. And yeah, I'm really curious to see if the dupe palette can hold up to the Kat Von D formula. But yeah, there's just so much potential when I look at this palette. And like I said, you can stick to just one color, like if you want to get a blue color, or if you want to get a green color, or if you want to get a pinky purple color, you can do that. Or you can mix it up and get different colors, and I just like the mix of these more metallic shades with the mattes. If you wanted to do an all matte look, you could do that with this palette. I could use this palette for a month and get a different look each day, and I'd be very happy with it. And I just like that there's still a couple neutrals up here so that I could, if I wanted to do like a one and done, I didn't want to wear color, I didn't want to think about it, I could put this all over, this in the crease, this on the outer corner, boom, done, out the door. I always like having that combo in a palette if I can, but especially if I'm going to commit to a palette for a whole month, it's kind of nice to have those for the days where I don't want to think about it, or I'm going to be, I don't know, going outside and sweating anyway. I don't want a bunch of color or especially just shimmer on my lid. I'd rather it all be matte. That's the kind of combo I like to see and have in a palette, so I can just boom, grab those, I'm out the door. It's quick and easy, but still really pretty on the eyes, so that's a combo that I love to have in a palette. So yeah, those are the 5 palettes that I feel like I could use for an entire month and I would not get bored of. There are just so many possibilities that I could use with these palettes and different shade combinations that I could do that I just think it would be a lot of fun and I would not get bored with. And just for context, I'm someone who really likes to change up my look almost every day. I recently took one palette for a week-long trip vacation, so I used one palette and I did 7 looks for it over the course of 7 days. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm done. I want something else. I was really excited to come back home and get into other palettes. But I just wanted to share that with you because it's not like any palette that I could really commit to and be okay with using for a month. Because a month is a long time for me. I do my makeup every single day. So that's like 30 days of using the same palette day in and day out. So that's why I really try to think, okay, like what kind of color combinations could I do? Do I see a bunch of different looks? Do I see a bunch of different colors if I'm feeling colorful? So that's why I chose those palettes. So thank you, Julie, for letting me collaborate with you on this video. I had a lot of fun, and you guys please go over and check out her video. She is so sweet. She's been a long-time subscriber of mine, and I really appreciate her support, and so I'm really excited and glad I was able to collaborate with her on this and point you guys over to her channel. So definitely check her out and check out her video on what palettes she's picking for this challenge. But this time I do want to share with you guys the giveaway that I'm going to be doing. I am collaborating with KRISANNA Cosmetics to give you guys a bunch of her products. Now I have a list of everything that's going to be included with this giveaway, so let me just make sure I get it right. I'm going to read it from her email. You're going to be getting one empty magnetic palette in the color of your choice, so that she has a couple different colors if you want to go over to her website and see. You get an Olympus palette, which I have not tried yet, but it is in my stash to try and I'm excited. You get a brow pomade in the color of your choice. I also have that to try in my to try pile. I've heard some good things about it. 2 liquid lipsticks in the color of their choices. I just reviewed this in my last Makeup Monthly review. I can have it linked up here if you want to hear my thoughts, but I do enjoy them. And then you get 5 single eyeshadows in her Out of Chaos collection, which I will have over here. As you guys can see, these are the colors in that collection. And trust me when I say that these shimmers are so pretty. I could not get over how gorgeous these shimmers were. If you want to see some looks that I created with the shimmers that she sent me, that's in my Makeup Monthly review. You can look, and I included those into that video so you guys could see. But then also you are going to get 3 single shadows from her Fates collection. So those are these here. So that is everything included in the giveaway prize. If you want to win, I'm going to have a Rafflecopter link down below. The only 2 requirements are that you're going to be subscribed to my channel and KRISANNA's channel. I will have those, of course, linked down below. But that is the only requirement that you have to do. Just be subscribed to both of our channels and boom, you can enter. But if you want to get some additional entries, I will, of course, as always, have other entries like following me on Instagram and other options that you can do. So if you're already following me on those, you get extra entries. And if you're not following me, you can easily follow me if you want to. There's no pressure. As I said, if you see, like, you know, follow me on Twitter and you don't have a Twitter or you don't want to follow me on Twitter, don't. That's not a requirement. The only things that you have to do to be eligible to win are to follow both of us on our YouTube channels. But yeah, I'll have that link down below so you can go to that Rafflecopter and enter to win. Easy peasy. But in the meantime, if you do want to check out her website, she did give me a code, which is Lady Katie. I can put it here on the screen. But if you use it during the course of this giveaway, you will be getting 50% off of your entire purchase, which is pretty awesome and pretty remarkable because her products are already very inexpensive as it is. And do remember that if you use my code during the course of this giveaway, you get 50% off, but once the giveaway is over, that is going to be gone as well. I'm not sure if this code is an affiliate code, meaning that if you use my code, I get a commission off. I honestly don't think that is the case, but I'll go ahead and put it on the screen just for full disclosure to make sure you guys are aware. I honestly think it's just a code for you guys to use to get 50% off, and it's just my name, so she knows that you're like my subscribers coming from my channel, that sort of thing. But yeah, that about wraps up this video. I feel like I crammed a lot in here because I had this giveaway, but I really wanted to do this giveaway for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enter. But anyway, that's about all I had for today's video. Make sure you go over to Julie's channel and check out which palettes she would be okay with committing to for an entire month, and check out KRISANNA's channel so that you can subscribe and be entered into the giveaway. And yeah, that wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.